Would you like to save $1,000 on your taxes? According to the IRS, with the child tax credit, you may be able to reduce your federal income tax $1,000 per qualifying child. This is great for the working family, but when your child reaches 17, then that child no longer qualifies. Why not? Your child still remains living with you at 17, and you are still responsible for your child until they reach the age of 18. You would think that the child would still qualify for the child tax credit on their parents' income taxes. My name is Gregory, and I believe that if a child is 17, they should still qualify for the child tax credit. The child tax credit should still apply for children up to 18 years old, and if they are still in high school. With today's economic situation and both parents working, every dollar counts for the American family. Prices are going up in every market, but wages are staying the same. According to Stuart Hoffman, the chief economist at the PNC Financial Service Group, consumers are painfully aware that if high energy and food costs continue, the cost of living is going to keep going up. Food prices were up 0.4% in April of 2011, and fuel prices were up 2.2% in April, yet wages still remain the same. Raising a child is not cheap, and from the time a child is conceived, expenses start. The U.S. Department of Agriculture does a study on the expenses of child rearing, and this is some of the findings. Child rearing expenses vary considerably by household income levels. For a child in a two-child husband-wife family, annual expenses range from $8,480 to $9,630 on average, depending on the age of the child, for a household with before-tax income less than $57,600. $18,880 to $13,830 for households with before-tax income between $57,600 and $99,730. And from $19,770 to $23,690 for households with before-tax income more than $99,730. As a child grows older, the expenses become even higher. If you look at the chart composed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, in 2010, the older a child gets, the more costly the expenses become. If you look at the chart, by the time a child turns 1, costs are already up around $310 in a middle-income class family. Every year, the cost increases about $300. The child tax credit was created to offset the cost of raising a child. Let's face it, it is getting more and more difficult to raise a family. If every family making under $90,000 received a child tax credit, it would help purchase necessary items for that child, such as clothes, food, and fuel. It would also help middle-class families not owe as much taxes if they have to pay taxes. I still do not understand the age 17 qualification because I literally cannot find an explanation. Some people make guesses to why the age is 17. Some say it's because a child can work at that age, but if a child is struggling in school, then they should not work. A 17-year-old still has to live with their parents, and the parents are still responsible for them. The law should be changed until the child reaches 18. In conclusion, everyone hates paying taxes and wants to receive tax refunds. If we can get the child tax credit changed until a child reaches 18, it would benefit many families. Every year as a child grows older, expenses are greater. The change would help families with cost expenses that occur, and more than likely some 2-year-olds still live at home, attends high school, and they're not working. Also at 17, a parent is still responsible for that child. If a parent is responsible for raising a child until 18, then they should also receive a child tax credit.